everyone, I'm really looking forward to Pokemon Sword and Shield when it comes out later this year, and I got a couple theories of my own from watching the trailer and just hearing what other people are having to say. Uh, I have my own theory. So first is this grass-type Pokemon gym that everyone's talking about. What if it's not a grass-type gym? What if we're just assuming that it's a grass-type gym because it's green? That symbol on the front of it, yeah, that symbol, while it could be a leaf, that could also be a feather. Remember, during the Alola Elite Four, Kahili, the flying type master, the golfer, yeah, her, she was actually depicted as having a green stadium. Yes, even though it was a flying type, it wasn't depicted as gray or blue, something that we would more associate with the sky or with wind. It was green. So I kind of think maybe there's a chance that it could be a flying type gym, and if it is the first gym that you're going to, you know, grass type might be a little bit too hard for your grass type, for your water type. Of course, the fire type would be excellent there. However, you know, it's not completely unheard of that the first gym that you would go after would be of a type that would be disadvantageous to your starter. But at the same time, I want to believe that maybe it's a flying type gym simply because of what we saw in the Elite Four in the Alola region. I also don't think there are Pokemon gyms in this region. I think there is a Pokemon League, because this is clearly an established region. It's not like in a far corner of the world like the Alola region. But I think the Pokemon League is a little bit different here, because as we learned in Gen 7, Game Freak wanted to incorporate more of the culture of the area that they were basing their games off of into their games, and the Island Trials are based off of Island Trials from Hawaii. So that having been said, I don't think that they're necessarily gyms so much as they might be arenas or stadiums of some sort, because if the theme is Shield and Sword, and that would imply Warriors or Knights, I think when you go in there, I think it might be called an arena, not so much a Pokemon gym. And I think it'd be the same idea, though, where you collect a badge or a symbol or a proof that you defeated the area. But I have to believe that they might be arenas or arenas or stadiums because of the next theory that I have. So the next theory I have is actually twofold. The next theory I have is about the ground drawing that we see. Now, we see this giant Pokemon-esque looking thing. We have to believe that it's some sort of deified Pokemon. It's clearly spewing thunder. Now, I have to believe that this thing was attacking the Galar region, and maybe a brave or noble warrior was able to fend it off with the aid of the legendary Pokemon that you would attain within that game. So if you're playing Sword, there'd be a Sword Pokemon, maybe. And if you're playing Shield, there's a Shield Pokemon, maybe. Why am I saying maybe? Well, if you have a Sword, you would need a Shield. Likewise, if you have a Shield, you would need a Sword. So it wouldn't be so unheard of if you look at Pokemon Black and White. If you're playing Pokemon Black, you're getting Reshiram. So if you wanted Zekrom, you had to play Pokemon White, which didn't sound as cool to be playing. But that being said, I have to believe that maybe when we become the champion, which is also why I think there are arenas, because champion could be a term used for a person that is not just the person who won a tournament, but necessarily the hero of the region. You could be the champion without defeating the Elite Four. You could be called the Galar region's champion because you wielded the sacred sword or the sacred shield that was needed to summon the legendary Pokemon that will fight alongside you to defeat whatever this creature is that we see spewing thunder down onto the land. I believe that this Pokemon that is depicted in the land drawing may actually be what the evil organization that is also invading the Galar region, or trying to overthrow it, or take over the world, or it might be, is seeking out that Pokemon's power, and you'll need either the Sword or the Shield Pokemon to assist you in defeating its ancient rival. I think that would be very fitting for the Galar region, and much of European culture is ancient mythology. Even though it is based on the UK, and even though it is based on just England, there's no guarantee that they're not going to draw a little bit from Norse mythology, in which case I believe the box legendaries may have something to do with Fenrir, but that's a different theory altogether. And I do think that, you know, it would be fitting that the box legendary is the legendary that you would work with to save the day, instead of it being the target of the evil organization, especially when we have this land drawing. But then again, as I said, my theories about the land drawing are actually twofold. So my other portion of the land drawing theory is that It's not actually part of the game. The evil organization could actually be going after this shield or the sword Pokemon looking to take over the world using its power. And then after the game is said and done, I believe that maybe this Pokemon that is depicted in the land drawing that is spewing thunder down will be a post-game event. Here's why. If you look carefully, you can see small figures around it. Small figures with round heads, little tiny bodies, and seemingly one eye. That reminds me a lot of Meltan, and of course Melmetal when it evolves. So Meltan and Melmetal we know can conduct electricity. If you play Pokemon Go and you have Let's Go and have been able to unlock Meltan and Melmetal, you'll know that even though it's a mono steel type, it actually has a significant number of electric moves that it can use. And given that it conducts electricity, and steel types take neutral damage from electricity, it's one of the few types that does neutral damage, the other being water. Well, and I think Ghost and Dark get through it now too. Yes, I think it was nerfed in Gen 6, that's correct. But even so, only water and electricity at first were able to actually do neutral damage to a steel type. But that's not all. That's not all. This thing's spewing down electricity. And we know that Meltan and Melmetal, particularly Melmetal, is a very strong Pokemon. Well, here's the other end of it. We know that Meltan and Melmetal were sealed away 3,000 years ago in a box that looked like a Pokemon Switch. So, if they were sealed away 3,000 years ago, were they sealed away because maybe this Pokemon sealed them away, and then when you show up with a Melmetal or a Meltan, or both, in your party, does this thing come down to stop this so-called evil Meltan or Melmetal that you have, and that's how you battle it to catch it? Because if it was sealed away, maybe this Pokemon has something to do with it. Maybe this Pokemon is, in actuality, a guardian deity of the Galar region, and it's put away Melmetal, because we see a lot of industrial sites in the Galar region. We see a lot of metal is being used, and with shields and swords, Meltan and Melmetal would have been the biggest threat because they eat metal. So that's my thoughts on what this land drawing is. It's definitely a deified Pokemon, but what role it actually plays within, the game, it's either going to be part of the main plot or a post-game event that has nothing to do with anything and has its own story. And that's all I got for today. Let me know what you thought about this video in the comment section below. Give me your own Pokemon Gen 8 theories, and make sure to check out my other videos in the right-hand column. Thanks for watching.